Hello, my name is Mr. Johnston, and I'd like to welcome you to the Crosse Engineering Academy. So today I'm going to talk about a couple of the classes that I teach there and hopefully give you some pictures so that you can get a visual of what is involved with some of those classes, and then just wrap things up at the end. So let's get started. The best way to contact me is through email. You see my address here. I'm a teacher at Logan High School, and I teach in the Technology and Engineering department. I'm starting my 32nd year of teaching high school. I teach specifically digital electronics and the Cisco networking class at the Engineering Academy. Additionally, I teach classes in robotics, computer construction, and video production. So let's talk about digital electronics first. Digital electronics is a one-year course for the junior cohort. DE can be taken for a high school math credit if you choose to. College credit is available depending on your final exam score. We have multiple college partners. The Milwaukee School of Engineering, UW Green Bay, UW Stout, Minnesota State, University of Minnesota, Ohio State, Purdue are some universities that will accept the Project Lead the Way, or as we call it, the digital electronics credit. So digital electronics is a course designed to teach you basically applied logic. It introduces you to the basic systems of electronics and digital systems, and those are building blocks for many of the products that we use today in our world. You're going to learn about engineering design, troubleshooting techniques that are used in this field. Here you see a student working with an oscilloscope on a breadboard to test out a function on that. So what you're going to do is you're going to learn how to read electronics and electrical schematics and solder circuit boards. So here you see a picture of our students last year at Western, and this is in their soldering lab, just a beautiful facility. Here you see Clay working on, among others, working on the second soldering project, which is a circuit board that will become a 5-volt power supply that they'll use throughout the course. So you actually build your power supply, you get to keep it at the end. The schematic blueprint that they use is all over here on this side. Other things, you'll learn how to use a program called Multisim, and that's a computer simulation software. So in this program, we basically use that to design and test the circuit that we want to build before we actually build it. This will hopefully save us time in troubleshooting later on down the road. Once we get that circuit in simulation and find out that it works, then we want to start to breadboard that. So you use what we call breadboards, which are boards with a bunch of little holes in it that we can attach wires to. Here you see that 5-volt power supply that Clay was working on before. It's actually built into the circuit. These are just regular wires. They run to what we call these integrated circuits that are over here. We call them chips. And then they're neatly wired to provide a function. Maybe it's to turn on a light, make a buzzer go off, turn on a sensor, whatever the user wants to do with that. Here you see one of our students again last year, Tommy, who's actually troubleshooting one of the circuits. He's got his schematic kind of up here out of the picture, but he's using what looks like a pen with a wire coming out of it, but it's a logic probe. And what that shows is presence of voltage in the circuit in the form of a high or a low, on or an off. We'll also get to use Arduino microcontrollers, and we'll learn how to program those. So that's a Arduino. They're relatively inexpensive microcontrollers. We use them for a lot of things. So we'll learn how to program these to provide different functions, and then you can actually use these for small projects, either at home, at school, or even just for your own leisure. We get into about a 2-week unit in robotics. And robotics, we use something that's called the Bobot. It's a parallax type robot. And they're relatively inexpensive, but they really provide the basic functions for programming and building a robot. There's sensors that will have it, sense an object in front of it and then move away from it depending on your subroutines and how you program that. So we'll learn how to do that, and then Western runs a competition usually every year that involves other schools to come on in and you kind of test your skills. The DE background will also help you in robotics and PLC's second semester. Now, this is a class that Mr. Jandron teaches. It's a great class, and you get to use these trainers that allow you to get some experience with electrical mechanical functions and devices, as well as using programmable logic controllers. So DE leads into some high-end engineering projects. These are some things that students have worked on before. Desalination machines, underwater remote operated vehicles, drones, tester that students designed to see if we could harvest energy, electricity from a prosthetic limb on the heel plant. And then this is basically a vehicle that we designed in conjunction with Train Company to see if we could design an autonomous vehicle without a driver. All right, so now let's switch gears. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because this is your senior year, but I want to introduce it. So a class you'll be taking your senior year that I teach is Cisco Computer Networking. It's a one-year course, and what Cisco is, it's a global maker of networking equipment. They've got about 75,000 employees and a market value of about $250 billion, so they're a good company. They've been around for decades. And what they do is they offer industry standard certifications. They started an education program in the mid-90s, actually, to help develop the workforce of the future. Not enough students or people were moving into these areas, so they wanted to help facilitate that. So upon successful completion of this course, you can get credit from UW Stout and Western. So what do you do in this class? Well, you learn to design and build small and medium-sized wired and wireless networks. You configure devices called routers, switches, and even some hubs to help provide access to local and remote networks. So basically, these devices that you see over here are routers, and what you're going to do is learn how to program them. You'll learn how to configure and cable them so that you can simulate and actually get the functionality that the internet provides. So you actually learn that how an email is sent, when you go to a web browser or download a video, all the infrastructure that makes that work, you're actually going to learn how it works and program it. You'll also learn about IP addressing, so we'll work with the binary math on that and how to implement those addressing schemes. So Cisco is one of those things, when you get it on your resume, it really looks good to employers. It helps you stand out as someone that's done something over and above. Western is providing a new lab for us and equipment, so we're looking forward to having that completed in August. To give you an idea, these are some former students that have taken the Cisco class. This is Will Kennedy, and Will was a Central graduate. Will is now working for Amazon, and he's in their augmented reality and virtual reality division. Kim Dietz is a Logan graduate. She went to MIT, graduated, and now she works for Apiro Health, and that's a health company that actually works on database management and solutions to streamline from the time you walk into a hospital, how everything is digitized until you leave to help with everything from billing to patient comfort and so on. All right, well, that's about it. So thanks for listening, and again, welcome to the Academy. Please enjoy your summer. Feel free to contact me if you've got any questions.
Hello and welcome everyone. I hope that you enjoyed your summer. I am very excited to be starting this next journey with the Engineering Academy with you. I am Mr. Jandron, one of 4 teachers that will be working with you in this academy. I am a Central High School technology education teacher, so for Central folks, I will be kind of your main point of contact for anything Engineering Academy related. My email address is going to be the best way to contact me if you have any questions or concerns throughout the year that pop up. So ljandron@lacrossesd.org is the best way to get a hold of me. I just wanted to take a little bit of time here to talk about the courses that I teach specifically in the Engineering Academy, and I hope that I can shed a little bit more light and detail on what these courses will look like as we start our school year. So the first one that we're going to take a look at is called Engineering Processes. This will be your first semester course with me, and really this is a very hands-on introductory type course to all things engineering. We start out the school year right away with safety. So in the Fab Lab at Western Tech, we have access to a lot of hand tools and power tools, and we want to make sure that you feel safe and comfortable working with those so that you can create your own projects throughout the not only throughout the first semester, but throughout all of your time in the Engineering Academy. We do a lot of foundational work with CAD modeling. Using Autodesk Inventor, we're able to 2D and 3D model, and that really is the basics of our work that we're going to do in the 3D printing. We have access to CNC machines. All of that will stem back by first creating your parts on the Inventor software and then bringing it over to one of the many 3D printers that Western has for us, as well as some CNC routers. We do a little bit of computer-aided manufacturing software where we're able to create parts and then pick different tooling and simulate some of the machines creating those parts. We also do a little bit of blueprint and schematic reading, so we try to look at a variety of things in this course. We look at things like welding symbols all the way to architectural drawings, wiring diagrams, dimensioning standards and guidelines. Excuse me, and then also looking at the engineering design cycle. So no matter what type of engineering you want to pursue from here on out, everything's going to stem back to the design cycle, where it's really looking at how do we take things from a problem or an idea all the way through the process to a final solution. So this course we try to cover a lot of different things that really can set you up in any direction of engineering that you want to pursue. From there, our second semester class as an 11th grader is called Robotics and PLCs. PLC stands for Programmable Logic Controllers. And what's really neat about this course is that we partnered up with Western Tech and are using a lot of their curriculum. So at Western Tech, what their electromechanical students are working on in their labs, doing some of their quizzes, some of the homework assignments, we are doing a slightly abbreviated version, but the exact same equipment and labs that you will find at Western Tech. So that's really a valuable piece of this course, in my opinion. This is very hands-on, lab-based work, very little lecture, so that's hopefully that's good for all of you. We're looking at everything from basic electricity and circuits, looking at Ohm's law, voltage, current, resistance, wire identification, how do we know what gauge size to use, crimping, stripping, putting terminals on wires, looking at ladder diagrams, which is all things that you are also going to be doing in your digital electronics course with Mr. Johnston. So really these two classes kind of overlap a little bit and really solidify some of these concepts. Where we take it a little bit different direction is we start looking into two sides of it. We look at computer simulations, so we're able to go on software, have different machines running and determine when switches will turn on, when they will turn off, when motors will start, and so on. And then we also look at the physical wiring of those components. So you'll get the opportunity to have different lights, switches, timers, different relays, where we will wire them in and then have them hopefully work. A big part of this course is troubleshooting, believe it or not. And when things don't go correct the first time, it's a great learning opportunity. We spend a lot of time just tracing wires and trying to troubleshoot. So that's a valuable skill to have with you as well. And then on the robotics side of things, in the past we've looked at different robotics competitions to use with some of our curriculum. Not sure exactly what everything was going to look like yet for some of the COVID stuff. So we'll just kind of see how those competitions play out. Switching gears a little bit here to your senior year, you have a full year course which is called Engineering Design Capstone with me. And the capstone really just meaning this is going to be a culmination of everything that you learned throughout the academy and applying it into a final project, which we're calling a capstone project, where you create kind of a problem and you solve it using the different components and resources from your earlier classes. a big part of this course is also career research. So we do a lot of college and career readiness, everything from either creating or updating a resume to looking at how do we interview for jobs, how do we apply for jobs, what colleges would fit, and applying for those. Our goal is to get you all into industry as much as we possibly can, whether that's through job shadows, tours, and then we're also working closely with our youth apprenticeship folks, and looking at how can we partner you up with some actual work experience throughout this course as well. So I'm very excited about that course. This is our second year of starting the Engineering Academy, so this will be kind of our first trial run with our current seniors for this course. So that is hopefully going to have a lot of value to you as you start to look into your future choices with that. So again, if you have any questions on any of these courses, or you're thinking about specifically what types of things would prepare you for that, feel free to send me an email. Again, that's ljandron@lacrossesd.org. And otherwise, I look forward to seeing all of you at the start of the school year. Until then, take care, stay safe, and have a great rest of your summer.
Hello, my name is Miss Moots, and I am going to be teaching College Prep English in the Engineering Academy this year. So my video is going to be a little bit shorter just because this is the only class that I teach, but I'm just going to start with a little bit about myself. So like I said, my name is Miss Moots. The best way to contact me throughout the school year is going to be through email. I'm pretty responsive when it comes to my email, and I check it throughout the entire day. So the sooner that you get your questions to me or your concerns, I promise you that within 24 hours I will try to respond. If for some reason I don't respond to you right away and you're kind of wondering what's going on after the 24 hours, go ahead and resend the email to me. I get quite a few emails every day, so there's a chance that sometimes it can get hidden, okay? So you can just type in my last name in your Gmail account to send me an email. Otherwise, of course, during class time is a great time to ask me some questions too, okay? This is my third year at Logan High School. I teach a lot of different classes, so I'm teaching college prep for the first time this year with all of you. I am also going to be teaching English 9, English 10, a class called Strategic Learning, and then I'm also a creative writing club advisor. So if you're interested in creative writing, let me know. I graduated from the University of Wisconsin-La Crosse in 2018. I have an English education major, and then I also minored in professional writing. And the reason why I tell you that is because as students who are interested in the engineering world outside of high school, I'm going to do all that I can to integrate what I learned from my professional writing curriculum that I learned in college into what we're doing together, because I think that we'll find a lot of value in what you're studying to be applied from what I've learned. So I also included a cute little picture of my dog. His name is Malcolm, and he's wonderful. This is us when we've been hiking. We go to Wildcat State Park quite a bit. I love animals, and I would love for you to tell me about your animals at home if you have any. I will be talking a lot about Malcolm, so just prepare yourself for that. So like I'd mentioned, this is the first time I'm teaching college prep here, and of course with all of COVID that's going on and the quarantine, it's going to be kind of a unique situation for all of us that we'll be able to learn from each other. So this might change a little bit this upcoming year, but this is kind of the idea that I have for the first year. So college prep is a 12th grade class. It's 2 semesters long. The first semester you're going to be looking at short stories. We're going to be reading Fahrenheit 451. We're going to be doing some poetry, and then Hamlet by Shakespeare. Now, before you might get a little concerned with Shakespeare, Hamlet is by far one of the best plays, and I think you're really going to enjoy it. So I'm really looking forward to it. The second semester, then, we're going to be doing some written assessments. I don't know exactly what I have planned yet as far as what type of essays we'll be writing, but we will be looking at some essays that I hope can benefit you in your future as engineering students. And then we'll also be doing an independent novel unit where you're going to be able to choose your own novel depending on the variety and the selection we'll be able to get. Throughout the entire course, I do expect that you're independently reading. I'm hopefully going to be getting our new librarian at Logan High School to come and chat with you all online at the beginning of the school year to talk to you about some books that you might be interested in that are kind of geared towards the engineering field. Or, of course, if you don't want to read a book about engineering because you're doing so much work with it in school, there are obviously a lot of great books, and I personally love fantasy, so definitely if you're into that or mystery or anything like that, let me know and I can find you a good book, okay? That's really all that I have for you guys today. Like I said, it's a bit shorter than maybe some of the other videos that you've gotten, but please just email me with any questions or concerns. I'm really looking forward to meeting all of you, and please enjoy these last few days of summer break. Stay safe too. Again, email me if you have any other questions. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.
Hi everybody, I'm Mr. Engelhardt. I'm going to be teaching AP Physics this year to you guys in the Engineering Academy. I'm really pumped up about it. And here's why. Because physics to me is a course about everything. We're going to be taking a look at how the world works, okay? We're going to be taking a look at building models, not physical models, but we're going to be coming up with mathematical models that basically will explain everything we do, from walking to spinning to listening to sound to electricity and magnetism to circuits, you name it, okay? We will be investigating, collecting data, coming up with a visual model of what our world is doing. And then the beauty of it all is we're going to be taking a look at how we can then predict how things will happen. Pretty cool. So we're going to start off with taking a look at describing motion. I'm walking down the road. I'm riding my bicycle up the hill. Okay. Then we're going to take a look at what causes that motion. What causes when I ride my bicycle up the bluff? What am I doing? How do I get those pedals to move? Okay. From there, we're going to get into this really wild motion called simple harmonic motion. Objects that go like this, that are periodic. Objects that go like this. You probably know some of those objects. You know, if you have a grandfather clock at home, you know what I'm talking about. Then we're going to delve into some waves and sound. We're also going to take a look at probably two of the most important laws in nature. We're going to take a look at energy and what I call big Mo, momentum. There are two conservation laws that basically we can figure everything out about. It's kind of cool. We can use those models to predict just about anything. Then we'll kind of wind up the course taking a look at electrostatic forces. You know, when I comb my hair, when you comb your hair, or if I walk through carpeting, rubbing my feet in the winter, I get a little static electricity. I zap my cat jumps, and I get yelled at by my kids because I'm abusing my cat. So we're going to look at that, and from there, we're going to look at real simple circuits, DC circuits, direct current. So, man, we're going to have some crazy fun this year. It's going to be wild, okay? It is an AP course, so we're going to cruise. We're going to get to know each other. We're going to have a blast because, remember, physics explains everything. What more could you ask for in life? Okay? Everything. So I'm excited, and I can't wait for this adventure and your adventure in AP Physics. See you soon.